still sick. So, hold on. You know, I never actually cleaned this. I'm actually going to see if I can go to the store today because I need to get a air purifier or something for down here. And I also want to see if I can get some cough drops or something. But anyway, guys, I saw something on TikTok. Maybe I will do it if I remember. But basically, it is to do like jumping jacks. Normally, I have my jump ropes in the garage. But I just did 50. I'm gonna try and do like 100. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna do 50. I have big boobies, so yeah. So I'm gonna hold them, but otherwise 50 just jumping up and down. It's supposed to clear the drainage and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, yesterday was Chinese New Year. I had on the red, all that other stuff. But yeah, anyway. Ready? Only the big girlies will understand. Anyway, that made it 100. So, yeah, I don't like that this is here. This was a little cut, and I kept picking at it. And of course, this, I keep talking about it because it's like right there. It's right there. But anywho, today is Wednesday. I wanted to go somewhere else, but I just slept in. And then I started thinking about Mojo, my other dog that passed. He used to wake up early, so smart, and I used to say, just give me until 8 o'clock. And he would patiently wait. Oh, I miss him. Only if you were pet owners, you would understand, especially dog owners. But anyway, I love my doggies. I do. Hey, Lucky. Here's Lucky. Lucky, say good morning. Say good morning to the people. Are you wagging your tail and saying hi? I know. I know. All right. Alrighty. I'm going to try and head on out. What time is it? After 9? But yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Okay, so I just edited. Oh my god. I just saw a cat out there. Sorry. Anyway, I don't like them. In case you haven't figured that out, in case I haven't said it, I don't like them. Just like some people may not like dogs or whatever. And I'm allergic to them. So, no, I'm already this. But anyway, guys, I keep telling you that some people on the block have cats, or they're just strays. And I worry about my garden. So I'm not dealing with the garden right now until it's officially spring because we are still within that 6 extra weeks of winter. And that happened before. That's why my golden rule has always been around Mother's Day, that first week in May or second week in May, to really start planting. Yes, plant earlier if you have a greenhouse or if you have somewhere where the seeds can germinate in heat. But the weather has just been hot, cold, hot, cold. Not wearing my mic, so I hope you guys can hear me. But yeah, but I want to like fence in around the garden beds, but animals are so smart that they can dig under. So I don't even know. I don't even know unless I get one of those case garden beds where it opens up and therefore they can't get into anything, kind of like a box square thing. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because then I'm thinking, will it have enough room to grow if it needs to grow and this all other kind of stuff? And but yeah, I need to keep watering it because I don't know. I gotta look into that, but that's not a priority for me this year. But I do want to secure um by what is it? Um what's that yellow plant? It's not magnolias. It's the I can't think about it. If I remember, I'll type it down here. But basically, that should weed out some of them because I don't like that smell. Also, hot pepper. Also, cinnamon is good to sprinkle. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I normally sprinkle some cinnamon and stuff. Um, I can see the flower in my head, but I can't remember the name. But yeah, guys, there are natural spices and stuff that you can use in the garden. And that's what my garden is all about, is not using all of those chemicals in there. Because if that's the case, then my what do you call it? Um what is the state fruit for it's not apricot. What's my tree out there? Why am I it's early in the morning. What's the whatever the fruit is for Georgia? It's not plums. Even though I wish I have a mini plum, and I wish I had plums, all because I eat more plums than I do peaches. Otherwise, my peach tree out there will be blooming. It blooms, but then it gets infested. So if I had used chemicals, that tree would be blossoming. But I chose not to have chemicals in my garden as much as possible. Um, yeah, there may be something, it has something, but not to put the hard chemicals because nothing is 100% perfect. That's why I say maybe a little bit. You may have a little bit because you try to be cautious, but you just never know. But anyway, guys, it's a little bit after 9 and I want to go. It's already late in my mind because it's all about the traffic. And then I was reading something about the Facebook page that everyone posts on because I'm now on two different counties page. That's all I can deal with. And I don't sit there and watch it because something happened. And but anyway, I won't even get into that because but anyway, but that's how I keep alerted of what's going on in the area, right? And they're talking about how the area is going down. I think um overall where I live, I think I choose the areas pretty good. I was saying that to my son the other day. Like I knew where I wanted to live. Over here wasn't even developed, but I knew I liked the vicinity because I was like what 10 minutes away with the apartment back in the day, but I knew I liked the area. So what I started doing in Georgia, I started doing this a couple of years ago, is that when I'm driving around, I look at the neighborhood and I make a note of it, like what areas is good areas to buy. I'm not a realtor, but what areas is nice. Everything has gone up. I also talk to people a lot, so I get their insight and whatever. But there's some nice areas in Georgia. Georgia is huge, but the problem with Georgia is that they're building like clusters. Like people want to be near the airport or they want to be near this or near that, but there's so many other land and spaces out there. So it's kind of like if you want that rural homestead life, Georgia, like the South, anywhere, North Carolina, all that area is the whole South is that for you. There is no beach the further up you get into Georgia. I think there is one. I stand correct. There is one further up, but I'm referring it to Florida as I'm talking. But anyway, see, I keep touching this thing. But anyway, and this is why I put Vicks on my. That's why I'm so shiny. I put Vicks on last night. But I say all of that to say that they were commenting on Facebook talking about, oh, if you, we all know the area. They were like, if you stand on this area and look down, it's getting trashy and da 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 da. Da. And yeah, some neighborhoods they're so tight, as far as there's not one leaf on the street, and our neighborhood is like that pretty much. Um, I just think that there's more people moving to Georgia. That's why the traffic, I keep mentioning the traffic. Like I said, everyone wants to be within a certain area. And I was telling my mom there's different ethnicity and wealth in different clusters. So you could be on one street and it's below average income, and then across the street could be billionaire. Is how they're structured it, how the land is, how old, blah 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 blah. So yeah, so you're gonna find different clusters within one subdivision or one area or whatever. But but I like what I like, and I drive around. And then when I pick somewhere, I always remember what one of my aunts said, that always lived near a hospital and a supermarket. So even though you're living like further out, you got to think about how am I going to get around and blah, blah, blah. Even though the supermarket, I have few around me, you got to think about, because I do see some people walking. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. The strange thing is that I could be in Jamaica or New York and walk, but in Georgia, I don't really walk like that. But I could if I wanted to. But yeah, it's interesting what you do in different areas based on comfortable. But then again, Georgia is hot Georgia because it's so friggin' hot when it comes to that time. But anyway, this was not my intention to talk about Georgia, but there's a lot of people moving to Georgia. So, in case you want to move to Georgia and think about it, it's the traffic. You do need a vehicle. It's not like New York where you had to take train, bus, and whatever to get where you even want to go to. No, you still need someone to take you somewhere, because even if you want to jump on a train, it's only within a certain vicinity. Yeah. So my advice would be like do like what I did. I came and visit a couple of times before I moved out here almost 20 years ago. And yeah, I had family living here, and the only thing that I liked about it was that it kind of reminded me of Jamaica because it was hilly, and it wasn't that much people in where I live. But now my area is becoming popular, filming all this other kind of stuff. So when you hear me say, "Oh, it's about the traffic and me leaving at a certain time," it's because it's all about the timing. And sometimes you could be leaving the perfect time, and something happens, and you just never know. You just have to pray along the way, pray before, along the way, and pray after. And be thankful along the way, before, after. Yeah, But yeah, guys. So sometimes I don't feel like getting out. It's just, maybe that's why I've been so lazy living here in Georgia, is because of oh, I don't wanna because of this. But anyway, I am starting with the jumping. Um, Eventually I'll add back in the jump rope. I'll see how I feel. But I'm gonna try and test this out for 30 days. I may not film it, but yeah, I'm gonna jump at least 100 to try to, get my body moving early in the morning. But anyway, guys, that's enough of me rambling. Hey, rambling, rambling, rambling. But anyway, I'm going to go to Target. But let's see. It didn't say anything about rain. I knew it. It looks so cloudy. It's raining. Wow. Okay, guys, I'm at Target. And yeah, I left late, so right now it's like 10:15. Cause I was like, twisting and turning. And but anyway, the thing about me and Target is that I have to look it up to see if they have it. with any store, I look it up to see if they have it before I take all the travel here. And then I was thinking that I need to get some ackee. Yeah, so I have to go to the Jamaican store later on. But we'll see. We'll see. Because the traffic is starting to climb. And what I was saying a little bit a while ago is that in the forecast, it didn't say anything about rain. And now it's raining. And now it's stopped again. So I don't even know. I didn't wear a jacket, but I kept my other jacket in the car. So I'm just going to put it on because it was like 50 something degrees. So I don't know. Is it cold? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be cold. Yeah. But anyway, let me head into the store. Okay, guys, so I'm able to get. They didn't have ready-made ackee, so I just picked up a can of ackee. The lady next to me, she was next to me in line. Here is the thing, guys. Even though I am Jamaican, and I know there's different combos of food, she ordered liver with rice and peas, or even with white rice. I know to each his own. You know me, to each his own. But I said to her, I never had that combination before. I said, I prefer liver with boiled food. So my question to you guys is, what do you prefer with liver? Once in a while, I love liver with banana, with some banana yam and dumpling. But I never had it with rice. Just like people have ackee with rice. It's fine. You know what you like, you know what you grew up on, but she pretty much told me that her stomach couldn't handle the heaviness of the boiled food. I completely get it. So that's all her stomach can handle was the rice. I totally get it. As we get older, what we grew up on may not be what our stomach can take. So when people look at me when I cook and I don't cook with any onions, what? And when I tell people I don't eat with onions, what? You don't eat with onions? Because my stomach cannot take the onions. So she's in there right now. She was eating something else. She's probably looking at me like, what am I doing? But anyway, guys, I just wanted to know who else has liver with rice. I'm just curious, like, was that always a thing? Or is that a new thing? Or maybe it's just her thing, you know? So yeah, I get it because like my mother was saying, she saw something or she heard, you know, Winston Barnes on the radio in Florida. If you know, you know, then go tell somebody. So he's been on the radio for a long time. So she was telling me that she heard something where he had a guest on, and the guest was saying, you're not supposed to cook, what is it, the callaloo and the saltfish together. You must cook it separately because if you cook it together, it take away each other's benefits or something. So you cook the saltfish different and you cook the callaloo different or whatever. I'm the kind of person where I never grew up eating saltfish by itself. I don't like it. I've had it. I am more of an ackee person. Ackee, and I would rather have ackee by itself sometimes than with saltfish. But that's just me. Why? Because as a kid, the saltfish used to have bone. So I don't know if I'm traumatized. I know I'm not the only one. There are reasons why we don't eat certain things. And I do eat it. They do have boneless saltfish right now. And sometimes there's one that creep in. There is. I am so congested. They can barely hear me when I was talking because I was congested. I guess this vlog is just about me yippy yapping. So I have my juice, and then I got some which one did I get? The guava and carrot. And it was actually cheaper in there than the restaurant next door to it. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna head on home. The main thing was for me to get the purifier, and I actually am glad that I actually got changed, because guess what? I am going back to the farmers market tomorrow. I'm not going back weekly. This is my first time back in the farmers market. I hope it's not like today's weather where it says it's going to be okay and then it rains and it's cold and it's hot, because I did look at the temperature this whole week and it does say in the 70s, believe it or not. And I'm not wearing my mic, so I hope you guys can hear me. But basically, I told her I'm just gonna test it out. I'm just gonna test it out and see how I feel, you know. But yeah, she's already told me that certain things I can't bring because other people are selling it. But homegirl, I was the first one to make these things, just because I wasn't there for months. But anyway, I digress on that. But anyway, I'm heading on home. She left. She ate her food and she gone. And I'm gone too. Later. Move. Move.